പോയിടാം നാം ലോകം മുഴുവനും, പോയിടാം സുവിശേഷവുമായി, പോയിടാം നാം യേശുവിനായി സാക്ഷികളായിടാം, പോയിടാം നാം.
Vision 19, verse 1 to 20. But the impious or the ways of very end were overcome by anger without mercy. Indeed, ye know beforehand even their future, where seeing that might have reopened so that he could be led by him and spend be forth with great concert the just sort of impulse while regulating their deeds. For while the just were still holding grief and in their hands and weeping at the tomb of dead, these other took upon themselves another senseless thought, and they cast off legislative purchase and them as if they were fugitives, for fleeting necessity was leading them to the east end, and they were losing remembrance of them those things which had happened, so that what launching in the suffering of conflict might be completed by the punishment, and so that your people in need might wonderful pass through, but these others might and find in you death. For every creature according to its kind and fashion against as from the beginning, definitely serving your teaching, so that your children could be preserved and earned. For a cloud overshadowed their camp, and where water was before dry land appeared, and in the Red Sea, and way without an entrance, and out of great deep and level field sprung up, through which the whole nation passed protected by your hands, seeing your miracles and wonders. For they consumed food like horse, and leapt about life lamb, praising you, O Lord, who has freed them. For they will still mindful those things which appeared during the time of their sojourn, how to instead cattle the earth brought forth fire, and instead of fish the river cast up and multiplied of rocks. And lastly, they say a new kind of birds were bearing leaves by their desire. They demanded as a feast of meat. For a constant, their losses of equal came up to them from the sea, and when trouble overcome the sinner, they were not without evidence of what happened before by the power of lighting, for they suffered justly accordingly to their own wickedness, and indeed they set up more discernible impossibility. Certainly, some have refused to receive unknown foreigners, but these other were drafting goods guests into servitude, and not only foreigners but also they under their care, because they differently sheltering and the outsiders, where whoever sheltered them in gladness by making use of very same justice they affected with the most severe sorrow, wet them struck with blindness blindness like someone who brought before gates of justice, so that suddenly covered with darkness, and each one of left serving of threshold of his front door. The elements of themselves are in being changed, just as when the sound musically instrument when being alert, and equality each one of keep is sound, from were in considered to be according to fixed appearance. For for the countryside of transformed by water, things are swimming cross over the land. Fire built in the midst of water behind its own power, and water forget equancy nature. On the other hand, flames do not trouble the bodies of mortal animals walking around it did. They melt the goods of food, which is easily melted as ice. For in all things, O Lord, you recognize your people and honor them, did not despise them, but every time, in every place, is excuse them. This
പോയിടാം